Hi guys, how's it going? It's Lotte checking and coming to my YouTube channel. Finally, I have 100,000 invested in the stock market, and we are going to talk about what I did to get there. Charlie Munger, who is Warren Buffett's right-hand man, said the first 100,000 is but you gotta do it. I don't care what you have to do. If it means working everywhere and not eating anything that was not purchased with a coupon, find a way to get your hands on 100,000. After that, you can ease off a little bit. I think we all need to adopt this 100,000 theory and make it our ultimate goal. And I like it when he says you can ease off the gas a little bit. The one thing that I tried to do at all times was to be frugal, even though it was not possible at times because this journey is not linear. There are hiccups here and there. In some months you are able to save and invest, and in some months you are not able to because the money must go somewhere. As you all know, I am very much honest about my finances in this channel. You all know that I struggle so much with saving. So I focused a lot on investing. That from the 4,000 that I am able to save and invest from my salary, I was investing 3,000 and only saving 1,000 rands. Because honestly, if I was maybe splitting it 50-50 to save 2,000 will be for investing and then 2,000 will be for saving, I was not going to progress the way that I did. Because one thing about me, guys, I will chow my savings, I will eat my savings. And where I am now, I am starting afresh. I am always starting afresh. So I just got to be okay with the fact that saving is my weakness and focus on my strength, which is investing. And this may sound far-fetched, but 100,000 is doable. Even though it sounds like it's a lot of money, but it is doable. And to just make a calculation, if you want to have 100,000 in 2 years, you have to save or invest 4,200. And I was already saving 3,000, which was not so far from the 4,200. And the 3,000 was from my salary. So my side hustles pushed to that 4,200 and even more. So over and above being frugal, increasing my income helped a lot. So from my side hustles, I was making at least 3,000 for most months. This fluctuates, but 1,100, I know that it is guaranteed. I know that every month 1,100 is coming to me. And I vowed to invest all my side hustle money. I do not negotiate. Simply because my salary affords my lifestyle. So any money that I get, it's an extra money and it must be invested. Because it's not like I needed to go to work, buy food. I don't need it for any of that. So actually it just comes to me and there is nothing that I can do with it except for investing it. And my coaching business boosted me so much in the past 3 months. It really helped a lot. And again, I invested most of it. Probably 90% of it, I invested it. And guys, the thing is, we cannot rely on cutting back on our expenses. There's only so much we can cut back on. That's why we need to increase our income. Another thing is, I'm going to cut back on coffee. I'm going to cut back on going out. I'm going to cut back on doing hair every 2 weeks or whatever, maybe buy weaves instead of plating, because weaves are an investment actually. But then there's only so much you can cut back on. There will come a time where there is no expenses that you can cut back on. You cannot cut back on rent. Instead, it even increases actually every year. So there's only so much you can do to cut back on your expenses. So you need to increase your income. And again, with the side business money, you might make some few rands this month and then make nothing the next month. That's why for me, I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to invest all of it and then it can make more money. And when this year started, I changed my investing strategy and I focused more on capital growth. And actually, capital gains sped up my process. And dividends also helped, honestly. I think so far this year I have received over 1,500 in dividends, so I reinvested them and that increased my capital gains and my dividends as well. And I did highlight this in my most recent video that growth investing will make you more money than dividend investing ever will. That is why I focused more on growth, because I wanted the capital gains. And currently I'm sitting on 10,000 in capital gains. And investing is not just investing because we are told to invest. We need to beat inflation while we are at it, and growth investing actually can help you beat inflation. So right now in my Easy Equities account, I have 25,300 in my ZAR account, 71,000 in my Tipu savings account, 5,000 in crypto and 7,000 in the USD account. I am going to make a portfolio review in a different video, and you guys will see all of that. And another thing I did without fail was to keep a budget. To keep a budget and follow it is something that I am good at. And actually, I should have mentioned this first, but anyway, budgeting and consistency will get you far. Investing is my first item in my budget because I prioritize paying myself first. I don't make a mistake of spending and then saving what is left. I don't play that game. To me, investing is as important as paying rent. I need to always do it. And if I cannot invest, there should be a proper reason why I cannot invest. I cannot just decide that, oh no, this month I'm not investing because I want to do, no. There should be a proper reason for me not to invest. I don't negotiate with investing. And another thing I did was to invest my bonus money. This boils down to making good financial decisions. I do not enjoy my life more than I am investing because I have financial goals. I am working towards financial security and stability. And also, I do not inflate my lifestyle. The biggest mistake that people tend to do is that when you increase your income, when you feel like, oh, now I have some bit of money left, then you inflate your lifestyle. That is the biggest mistake ever. So I make sure not to do it. And I'm not gonna lie, things are better now. Obviously, they are not as tight as they used to be last year. Things are way better. But I am still within my budget, and I will never inflate my lifestyle that how much I spend on my lifestyle weighs more than I contribute to my investments. So being frugal, like I've mentioned, really helped me in my personal finance journey. And when I saw the progress that I was making, I kind of felt free, I became free. And I stopped depriving myself of certain things. But when you are starting out, you have no choice but to be frugal. And in as much as this is a milestone, it does not end here. I will continue to live below my means. I will continue to be consistent with budgeting and saving and investing. And now that I have progressed a bit with investing, then I'm going to focus on saving. I really need to fix myself in that department. So I'm going to focus on saving and just make sure that in the coming year, I max out my emergency funds. So my 2025 financial goal is to max out my emergency fund. And I really hope that I'm going to do it. I actually trust that I'm going to do it. I know it's going to be very much difficult, but I'm going to try harder. I don't have a choice. Because the last thing I want is to be in a position where I have to cash out my investments because I have to cover something. And I'm actually so blessed that I got to this point without having to withdraw my investments because I have to cover something. I've always had enough in my savings to cover for my emergencies, but I want to be in a better position, so I need to work toward that because I don't know what can happen in the future. I don't know. I'm uncertain of what is going to happen, so I need to prepare myself, and that's what I'm going to do in 2025 by focusing on my emergency funds. Even if it means maybe not investing so much anymore, I can do that. I will have to do that, right? So I am going to focus on my emergency funds now that I have reached the goal that I've always wanted to reach with my investments, and I feel that, okay, I'm a bit set with my investments, so I can focus on my savings. And guys, that's it on this video. I really hope that this is encouraging to someone, and just know that it is not difficult. I did make a breakdown of how much you need to save or invest every month for you to get to 100,000, and not forgetting the fact that when you now invest in good ETFs or good companies, your capital gains actually can speed up the process. If now you were to return 15%, you only need to have 85,000 invested, and then you're going to have 15,000 in capital gains, and that takes you to 100,000. So make sure that you invest in ETFs or companies that are going to give you good returns to speed up this process for you. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye.